Yai lai la lai lai, yai lai la lai, yai lai la lai lai lai, yai lai la la lai lai, yai lai la lai lai, yai lai la lai, yai lai la lai lai. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
And Shabbat Shalom at home. Welcome to Congregation Beth Israel. We know that you are coming to us from all over the world, all over the city, and here in the congregation. You might notice that we are down a few musicians. The most of them are traveling in Israel. And for the Federation trip for the 75th anniversary of Israel, and Rabbi Jason Navarez is leading our community, and so we wish them also, I think, Boker Tov, good morning, and Shabbat Shalom to them as well. This evening I want to welcome home Kate Chasen, our cellist. Feels like forever since she's been gone to college, but I don't think it's just been a year. It's been 1 year. Yeah, 1 year. Feels like 10. But welcome home. She will be with us all summer, so we are delighted to have her here. And if you are related to Kate Chasen, that would be Cy and Karen and Stacy Coleman and Mike Chasen. We want to invite you to come and light candles for us this evening. Thank you.
Shabbat
we welcome this beautiful Shabbat, Kabbalat Shabbat, literally the receiving. We warm ourselves up for prayer. We begin on page 12, or on the screens, L'chu Neranina. Shir Chadash, Sing a New Song, page 14.
Shir
Lecha Dodi, we welcome the Sabbath bride, page 20.
Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat, v'kabela. Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat, v'kabela. Shamor v'zachor v'dibur echad, ishmianu el hameyuchad, Adonai echad, u'shemo echad l'shem u'tiferet v'litzilah. Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat, v'kabela. Hitoreri, diva ore, umiori, uri, shir daberi kevod Adonai, alayich tila. Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat, v'kabela. Goi v'shalom, ateret bala, gam b'simcha u'v'tzahola, toch emunei am segula, boi chala. Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat, v'kabela. Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat, v'kabela. Turn to someone you maybe don't know, introduce yourself, greet them with words of Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbos. Shabbos.
Hello, Canterbury. We remain standing as we set our intentions eastward as we face toward our ark and toward Jerusalem for our call to prayer. Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. HaMevorach, HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. We turn to page 147 as we join together in the Hebrew of Ma'ariv Aravim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, b'chokhmah poteach she'arim, ובתבונה משנה עיתים, ומחליף את הזמנים, ומסדר את הכוכבים,
במשמרותיהם ברקיע כרצונו. בורא יום ולילה, גולל אור מפני חושך, וחושך מפני אור.
ומעביר יום ומביא לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה. אדוני צבאות שמו, אל חי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, המעריב ערבים. We read responsively. In each age we receive and transmit Torah. At each moment we are addressed by the world.
In each age we are challenged by our ancient teaching. At each moment we stand face to face with truth.
In each age we add our wisdom to that which has gone before. At each moment the knowing heart is filled with wonder.
In each age the children of Torah become its builders and seek to set the world firm on a foundation of truth.
Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Please be seated as we join together on page 150 in chanting Ve'ahavta. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meodecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shiftecha b'veitecha u'v'lechtecha v'aderech u'v'shochbecha u'v'kumecha u'kshartam le'ot al yadecha ve'hayu letotafot b'neinecha וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. אמת. Earlier this week, I participated in an incredible interfaith prayer breakfast that was put on by the Interfaith Coalition in Pacific Beach, of which I'm a member. And it was a beautiful breakfast. It was hosted at the Islamic Center of San Diego on Balboa. They served a beautiful breakfast that was beautifully and thoughtfully crafted by 2 Syrian refugees. We had different clergy people and other representatives speak from different faith traditions, 9 different faith traditions. It was Christian and then Jewish and then another flavor of Christian and then Buddhist and then another flavor of Christian and Baha'i and another flavor of Christian and so on and so forth. As you can imagine, there are a lot more Christian clergy. And it was an incredible opportunity to get to know how other faith traditions engage in prayer and how they approach the concept of prayer. And there was a lot of similarities, and there was also a lot of difference. The metaphor that I used, that I thought of as more people were talking was, we're all on the same highway. We're just different styles of drivers. But one thing that we didn't talk about is what we do when we leave that space. Some of us even privately complained a bit because it felt like we were preaching to the choir. These messages of hope and peace and tolerance are things that you and I hear and do a lot. What Micha Mocha tells us is that it's not enough for us to pray here. We have to go out there and do, as Rabbi Navarez likes to say, do the footwork. Engage in those interfaith sessions. Call out bigotry when it shows itself. Speak up for your Jewish pride, whatever it may be. Do something out there that reflects what we pray together in here. Page 152, we join together in Micha Mocha.
Adonai, mi kamocha nehedar v'kodesh, Nora tehilot nosei melech, Nora tehilot nosei melech. Malechut tzara u'banecha bokei hayam lifnei Moshe Miriam, Ze Elianu ve'amru, Ze Elianu ve'amru. Adonai imo le'olam va'ed, Adonai imo le'olam va'ed. Ya la ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la ya la 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 la.
Page 154.
Hashkiveinu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, v'ha'amidenu shomreinu l'chayim, uferos aleinu sukat shelomecha, v'taknenu beitzah tova milfanecha, והושיענו למען שמך. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Shalom Hashkivenu Shomreinu Lechaim Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Leshalom Hashkivenu Shomreinu Lechaim Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Leshalom V'hamidenu Shomreinu Lechaim. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש. שבת ויהי נפש. שבת ויהי נפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. It's going to be a very fun summer having you here, Kate. On page 155, we rise for our Amidah together.
Yalla lai lai lai, 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 yalla lai lai lai. Adonai srefatai tiftach upi yagid hilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Yalla lai lai lai, 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 yalla lai lai lai. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Abraham Elohei Yitzchak Velohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor V'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim V'Konei Hakol V'Zocher Chasdei Avot V'Imahot U'Mevi Gola Livnei Bneihem Leman Shemo Be'ahava Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen Baruch Atah Adonai Magen Avraham Ve'ezrat Sarah Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mechayei HaKol Atah Rav Lehoshia Morid Hatal Mechalkel Chayim Bechesed Mechayei HaKol Berachamim Rabim Somech Noflim Verofeh Cholim Umatir Asurim Umekayem Emunato Lishenei Afar Mi chamocha bal givurot Umidome lach Melech memit umechaye Umatzmiach Yeshua V'ne'eman ata l'hachayot litim Baruch atah Adonai Mechayei ha'atim.
We continue through page 167 using the words of our prayer book or the words of our heart. And when you finish with your Amidah, we invite you to be seated.
Mi Ha'ish, who is the one that loves life. Those who are ill in our community, they love life and we are praying for their lives. When people are ill, we don't pray for what we can't have. We pray for what is possible, and we pray for the pursuit of inner peace. In our community this evening, we are praying for Ari Zalman Leib, Ben Shoshana Umoshe, Aviva Rivka Bat Yonena, Lauren Berman, Allison, Ali Campbell Foman, Ben Chabe, Glenda Carver, Shana Chana Bat Pinchas V'Guta Rivka Shindel, Warren Dean, Ellen Edwards, Linda Edwards, Elliot Epner, Marcia Fram, Denise Garrick, Stephen Goldstein, Anita Hosenpud, Ellen Hutt, Hector Islas, Dennis Jasper, Ruth Jordan, Richard Kitson, Marshall J. Lewis, Mike Lynn, Jim McIndoe, Lisa Nelson, Robin Nelson, Beverly Pollack, Sharon Resnick, Sharon Ritter, Galina Rubalchenko, Rosa Santiago, Jeannie Schnitzer, Jay Shuffman, Rhonda Schwartz, Robin Streichler, Seth Streichler, Lynn Slotkin, Phyllis Tucker, Kathy Weil, George Wise, Alan J. Wolf, Sandy Wood, and Susan Zale. If you are praying for someone and would like to share their name with us at home, please write in the chat, and here I'll come around. Please share with us. We join together, Misha Beirach, page 253.
Ra
Thank you. That will bring healing. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
It's just because I can't really see you, so this is better. In this season, world Jewry, in addition to commemorating the Holocaust, remembering Israel's fallen, and celebrating Independence Day of 75 years of Israel as a modern nation, world Jewry elevates itself as a civilization as we count up the days from Pesach to Shavuot. These are the days, the counting of the Omer, between the exodus from Egypt to the receiving of Torah on Sinai, an extraordinarily short time for the Israelite nation to prepare emotionally to break the chains of slavery and take on the yoke of Torah. How complex and demanding for an ancient people. But think about it. It's no less complex for us in the 21st century. As Jews, we don't only celebrate or commemorate, rather we also look deeply into our personal spirituality, as Judaism demands that we not stagnate, but flourish in our faith. Over the centuries, the Sfirat HaOmer, the counting of the Omer, has become a period of reflection and spiritual focus. This week, we find ourselves in week 5 of 7 as we count the Omer. This is the week of Hod, humility. Humility is the fuel of life, says Rabbi Simon Jacobson, author of A Meaningful Life. Humility, he maintains, should not be confused with weakness or lack of self-esteem, but rather humility can be understood as modesty, an acknowledgement that many of your qualities, your talents, your strengths are not your own doing, but rather have been given to you by your Creator, by your parents, for you to develop for higher purposes. Humility is realizing how much there is to learn and recognizing the endless growth of which you are capable at any stage of life. The Shabbat we read in Parshat Emor, the continuation of the holiness code in our Torah. Both last week in Kedoshim and this week in Emor we read, Uvkutzrechem et ketziratechem. And when you reap the harvest of your land, you shall not reap all the way to the edges of your field or gather the gleanings of your harvest. You shall leave them for the poor and for the stranger. Both last week and this week we read the same words. An ancient editing mistake? Likely not. More likely, an emphasis on something very important. Whether or not we are farmers, the mandate from the Torah applies, and we can see clearly what is expected of us. When we leave the corners of our fields for the poor, we do not go back and pick up the produce we accidentally dropped. We purposefully leave the food of our hard work for those who need it most. We don't collect it to give it the poor of our choice, the people we believe need it. That leftover produce must be collected by those who need it themselves. We must humbly stand back and allow those whom we don't know or do not know of their need, and let them privately, in a dignified manner, take what they need. We are reminded of one of Maimonides' higher levels of tzedakah, to give without knowing who will receive it, although the recipient may know the identity of the giver. Rabbi Jacobson notes that, quote, humility is active and not passive, not a state of being, but an interaction, even in its calm and inaction, end quote. This Shabbat, as we continue to learn from Torah and Jewish tradition, I would like you to turn your attention to the humility of our own Torah study rabbis who rotate and teach every Shabbat morning. These rabbis give of their knowledge, Torah lishma, teaching for the sake of teaching for those whose desire is to learn for the sake of learning. Rabbis Jason Navarez, Jeremy Gimbel, Michael Burke, Marty Lawson, Phil Grobart, Richard Agler, and tomorrow, Rabbi Lenore Bohm for her last, always inspirational Shabbat with us. Each of them fulfills the mitzvah of our Torah portion this week and our Omer week with humility and with skill. We are grateful to them for letting us reap the corners of their fruitful fields, and we thank them. Shabbat Shalom.
I'd like to invite a member of our board of directors, Mike Chasin, up to provide some announcements on behalf of the congregation.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
As the rabbi said, my name is Mike Chasin, father of the amazing Kate Chasin there. I thought you were going to run out of both. Yes, thank you. Thank you. For her, not for me. All my musical talents, I get that question a lot. What were your musical gifts? My gifts were driving her to music lessons and writing checks. That was it. I was pleased, yes, you're welcome. I was pleased you didn't run out of bow on Veshamru. You really needed a 12-foot bow. Okay, on to my scheduled remarks now. I'm a member of our Board of Representatives, and I'm delighted to see you all here at our Erev Shabbat service. I want to thank the Men's Club and the Women of Beth Israel for ushering. Thank you very much tonight. I have an important announcement. This is only the second time this has been read in our congregation about parking and the parking structure. This is important, and if you didn't park in there tonight, you're going to at some point. And what I'm going to share with you is different. This is new. This is exciting. For me, anyway. Okay. The new operating system has been installed at the gateway structure adjacent to Beth Israel, effective immediately, like tonight. If you pull a parking ticket when you arrive at Beth Israel, you must follow these instructions to validate your parking. To validate your parking, you must take a barcode sticker that are available at all Beth Israel events. Tonight, they're in a small bowl in the foyer. The validation stickers are also going to be available at the administrative and school lobbies, at the social hall foyer, and at the guard stations. The idea here is to take this barcode and you're going to put it on the back of your parking ticket. You do not want to block the barcode on the front of your ticket. So the front already has a barcode, back no barcode. That's where the sticker is going to go. You need both barcodes to exit, at least for free. When you go to exit, you're going to scan the parking ticket with the side that you did not stick on there, the one that's printed. Then you're going to turn it over and you're going to scan the sticker barcode on the other side. That will raise the arm and you will be free. If you have any issues with the parking validation, don't call me. Instead, you should press the call button for assistance. I am told the arms will be up this weekend for all events. Those are the parking arms, not the personal arms. So you got your hall pass today, hopefully, but if you get there, you pull a ticket and the arm's down, you're going to thank me because you paid attention for all that. Okay, a couple things before I close. I want to remind you, you all found us here on Friday night. Maybe you just knew to show up because it's Friday night, and where else would you be? But there is a wonderful schedule of events on our website, cbisd.org. We also would like to have you join us in the activity for our Shabbat Torah and study group at 9 a.m., led, as Rabbi mentioned, by Rabbi Lior Bone, followed by weekly Shabbat Minyan service at 10:30 a.m. in the chapel. This will be Rabbi Bone's last Torah session with us as she moves to the East Coast to be closer with her family. We're very grateful for the time she has put into the teachings, and we all wish her well. I'd also like to have you join me in blessing our cohort of 50 congregants who are currently in Israel. We wish them a safe and fun-filled travels. Okay, I have just a couple short remarks for you. For those of you who have heard me speak before, I usually use this time to speak about a recent experience that I've had. Usually it relates to something I've been doing as my work as a foodmobile driver at a Jewish family service, which is, for the record, the second best place to volunteer after volunteering here, of course, at Congregation Beth Israel. Usually my story involves encounter with someone who inspires and motivates me, and quite often involves me doing something stupid. Today is no exception. I was visiting a regular client of ours, and she had a guest, I presume to be her daughter, home, who was there to receive the food. When I show up, it varies person to person, but I usually have a bag of food, a bag of milk cartons, and a hot meal. It's a bit of an armful, so it's kind of a juggling match. Some people are happy to have me deliver it in their home, but even in this era of COVID, some people would prefer me to not, which is fine. I just meet them as they're comfortable. I wasn't as acquainted with this daughter when I came in, but she seemed to not want me to come in, which is fine. So I went to hand her the food, and she took it somewhat awkwardly with one hand. And I said, if you'd like, I'd be happy to come in and lend you a hand. And her head kind of jerked up, and she looked at me, and she kind of smiled, and she said, that's okay, I got it. So I went to hand her the second bag of items, I think the milk. I said, I really don't mind giving you a hand. And she looked at me and paused, and she smiled. Some of you may be getting a little ahead of me. I had learned by the third time not to offer her a hand, but I went to hand her the hot meal, and I noticed that she shifted. She only had one hand. My stomach hit the bottom of my shoes. She probably saw my jaw drop, and I felt completely horrible and embarrassed. Had it been me, I probably would have been insulted. I might have said some smart, sassy comment, or simply slammed the door and been angry, or just wished the moment would be over. She did none of those things. Instead, she smiled and said, "I got it. Don't worry. It's fine. Have a great day, and thank you for your work." What struck me, other than the sense of humility that Rabbi spoke about, was her sense of grace. And it reminded me of the importance of being quick to anger or frustrated, was sometimes to take a breath, smile, and act with grace. Shabbat Shalom.
As Rabbi Bernstein mentioned, we are counting the Omer, so I invite you to turn to page 278 and rise together as we count this evening's Omer counting. Hineni muchan umzuman l'kayem mitzvat aseh shel sfirat ha'omer. Together, I am ready to fulfill the mitzvah of counting the Omer. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al sfirat ha'omer. Hayom shloshim yom, shehem arba'a shavuot u'shnei yamim la'omer. Today is 30 days, which is 4 weeks and 2 days of the Omer. We remain standing as we turn to page 282 for Aleinu L'Shabeach.
Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו
You may be seated. Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, but still remain within our hearts. If you hear the name of your loved one, we invite you to rise so that we might recognize your period of mourning. We are sad to announce the recent death of past president of Beth Israel, Fred Whiteson Jr., husband of Arlene, father of Harold, Stephen, and Larry Whiteson. We're in the week of Shiva, the first 7 days following burial for Cindy Spector. We're in Shloshim, the first 30 days following burial, for Leatrice Bloom, Roz Myers, Boris Blyashov, John Weil, Shaul G. Mastery, Amelia Chait, Roberto Lahana, Jeffrey Goldstein, Alan Nixon, Avraham Ben Malik, and Natalie Givon. Finally, we acknowledge the yahrzeit, the anniversary of passing of Eli Abulafia, Edward Adelson, William Backrack, Louis Barnett, Stephen Basser, Bill Bassick, Kirk Becker, Dorothy Becker, Morris Bernstein, Samuel Bernstein, Friedel Blumenthal, Paul Blumenthal, Celia Bonoff, Alfred Breslauer, Sid Chine, Abraham A. Cohen, Mervyn Cooper, Estella M. de Azikri, Herta de Vries, Harriet Dixon, Burton Disner, Bernard Donenfeld, Leonard Dorfman, Hilda Edlovich, Bessie Fleming, Charlotte Fox, Shirley Friedman, Herman Friedman, David Garfield, Denise George, Gilbert Gersenfish, Robert Gilbert, Charles Ginsberg, Edwin Goldfarb, Melville Golding, Sally Goldman, Rabbi Mark Goodman, Philip A. Green, Jerry Grossman, Steve Grossman, Leo Heilbrunn, Arnold Israel, Raymond Maxwell Kamek, Max Camel, Gerald Kaplan, Hyman Kobernick, Reva Kramer, Larry Kritzer, Seymour Littman, Mildred Lurie, Lori Martin, Albert Nalvin, Marvin Neben, Yvonne Penn, Irving Perlman, Mitchell Plant, Shern Platt, David Ritter, Edward Roller, Josephine Rosenfeld, Richard Rumman, May Rutenberg, Alice Samish, Sandra Satz, Seal Schechter, Samuel Sklar, Charlie Spitzer, Charlotte Steinbach, Albert Stern, Eileen Stone, Mickey Strauss, Harold Tishkoff, Morris Waxenberg, Lionel Weinstein, Carol Diane Williams, Jay Winheld, Bruce Witt, and Charles Zyman. Perhaps you've come to say Kaddish for a name that was not mentioned. I invite you to share that name as our eyes meet. Thank you. Thank you. We rise together on page 294 for the ancient and hallowed words of Kaddish Yatom. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabbah, ve'alma divrach yirteh v'yamlich malchuteh, v'chayechon u'vyomechon uv'chayedecho Beit Israel, ba'agala u'visman kariv v'imru, amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'almei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei t'kudsha brichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran v'yalma v'imru, amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Zichronam livracha, may their memories be for a blessing as we together say, amen.
Amen.
Invite you to place your prayer books down, put your arm around the person next to you as we join together in our closing song, Oseh Shalom.
Oseh shalom bimroma, hu Yisrael ve'al kol yoshei tevel ve'imru Amen. Oseh shalom bimroma u'yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshei tevel ve'imru Amen. Ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 Oseh shalom bimroma u'yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshei tevel ve'imru Amen. Ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 la.
Turn to the person next to you, wish them a Shabbat Shalom. As we join together in Motzi, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.